Parks, no one's ever proved whether true champions are born or made, but you've proved that once a champion, always a champion. With the unwavering faith that has guided you since childhood, you've given your life, a life touched by personal tragedy, a very special purpose, to give encouragement and hope and a new lease on life to more than 20 million Americans who are disabled and who might just as easily give up.
In tennis, we take what the ball gives us. So goes it in life. Just ask the great Brad Parks, who with courage and compassion turned the paralyzing injury into an enduring masterpiece, the creation of wheelchair tennis. An incredible accomplishment.
I arranged with a sponsor to bring Brad to Australia, and they demonstrated the sport out there. And I said to Brad, well, he was the president of the association over here then, and I said, Brad, this is the start now. We're going to make the #1 tennis player in the world.
Parks founded the National Foundation of Wheelchair Tennis in the late 70s, rapidly creating and running the first wheelchair tennis tournaments in the world.
How soon after Brad got out of the hospital did he start playing tennis in his wheelchair?
About 2 days. But what's so nice is that Brad became a great promoter, tremendous teacher, tremendous motivator for the game, and even helped design a new wheelchair for the tennis player. That's super.
Soon, wheelchair tennis went global. By 1985, the World Team Cup began, and today, the NEC Wheelchair Tour is comprised of 157 tournaments in 41 countries.
If I asked you to name a tennis player who grew up in Southern California, was the leading player of his generation, was a brilliant promoter for the sport, and in many ways formulated the International Professional Tennis Tour, basically creating a union for the players to benefit from making money in the game, well, you might say Jack Kramer or Billie Jean King, and you'd be right on both those counts. The answer, though, this time is Brad Parks. In the course of a day, he would be talking to industry people about developing custom lightweight chairs. He would be talking to fellow players about strategies and tactics to be used in wheelchair tennis. He spoke with local officials about exhibitions and ways for young people to take part in clinics so they could be introduced to wheelchair tennis. He seemed to have his schedule full, and he handled it all with such aplomb. I was amazed that a guy could do so much as well as play. He was a great player, and I believe he won the first US Open. So this is a guy who really did it all for the sport and set an example for everyone. The seeds he planted those many years in Southern California have grown to remarkable fruition, and we can see it now in wheelchair tennis, this worldwide sport, a Grand Slam sport, an Olympic sport. And Brad, as a pioneer to this great game, you're fully deserving of being in the Hall of Fame.
Brad Parks has started something. Brad Parks is a man confined to a wheelchair to play his tennis. Confined, but not beaten. He had the idea that wheelchair tennis could be a terrific sport, and he was right. And for a long time, they debated at the Hall of Fame. He's playing tennis, a form of tennis, but should he be eligible for the International Tennis Hall of Fame? Fortunately, the vote was in his favor, and he's here, the first wheelchair player. I'm sure there will be others.
Brad Parks is a hero. From adversity, he found strength. From his love of sports, he created a new way to compete. From his heart, he dug deep and spread his passion all over the world. Thank you, Brad.